श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां।
Namaste, good morning, and welcome to the 100th edition of TLR shows brought to you by TLR Now. Isn't it exciting, the 100th edition? And when somebody goes up to 100 editions, it only means the passion, dedication, and focus. My name is Sapna Padmanabhan. I'm your host for the day, and I consider myself extremely privileged today to be here hosting and talking to all of you and hosting our two beautiful guests who you will meet very, very shortly. When TLR is completing its 100th episode, there's one thing that we all need to bring to attention is the technology, guests, the content, and all of that is weaved together to bring to you stories, that means something to our viewers, to our audiences, stories that transform lives, stories that give you a spirit to live, stories to look at life differently. So, TLR Now, soldier on, do more, and inspire others. A little bit about TLR. TLR shows are the flagship live stream shows brought to you by TLR Now. TLR is a niche training, coaching, and mentoring company. They are also going to be starting and expanding across different countries. And TLR shows are one place where you meet amazing people who show their expertise to transform lives and help upgrade lives for a better future. All right, so I'm sure we're all feeling the excitement of the 100th show, and you must be really excited and looking forward for our star guest today. Today we have Sivasri Skandaprasad. She is a Carnatic singer and musician, a performing Bharathanatyam artist, a Namasankeerthanam artist. She is not just all of this, she's also a passionate painter, a model, and a bioengineering graduate. Our guest today is vibrant, young, dynamic, beautiful, and most of all, blessed to be giving to the world healing and joy through music. So we're going to have with us Sivasri Skandaprasad. She's our guest for the show. Also joining us later in the show is a very, very talented artist called Bansri Chavda. She is a painter living and working on canvas. She's a keen observer of life, and she brings to life art inspired by music. So Sivasri will join us a little later. Now, like all auspicious beginnings start with the invocation, we would like to begin today with invocation to Lord Ganesha.
गणदेवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि चतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदेवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यगलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्रपरित्रात्रे गुरुपाखपाखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि ग्रन्थगीताय ग्रन्थगेयाय ग्रन्थान्तरात्मने गीतलीनाय गीताश्रयाय गीतवाद्यपटवे गेयचरिताय गायकवराय गन्धर्वप्रियकृते गायकाधीनविग्रहाय गङ्गाजलप्रणयवते गौरीस्तनन्धयाय गौरीहृदयनन्दनाय गौरभानुसुताय गौरीगणेश्वराय गौरीप्रणयाय गौरीप्रवणाय गौरभावाय धीमहि गोसहस्राय गोवर्धनाय गोपगोपाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Sivasri, welcome, Sivasri. This is such a pleasure to be talking to you today. How are you?
Thank you so much, Sapna. Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm doing amazing, and I'm so excited to be part of this show, the 100th show, and it's a special feeling to be here with you all.
Great. Sivasri, we all know you are a gifted singer, a dancer, a painter. What people also should know about you is you are the director founder of Ahuti, right?
Yes,
you
yes.
are you've also published 2 papers in international publications, bioengineering student, right? So there are
Yes,
lots of
absolutely.
aspects to you, right? You're also a model. You're also now passionately into painting. So what makes you want to wake up each day, Sivasri, and carry out all this role so beautifully?
So, like you said, I've been into a lot of things and I love doing all of it. And the main motivation for me is to contribute as much as I can towards all the wonderful art forms that our nation has given us. So we have about 64 art forms that are given to us, and sometimes we don't even consider certain things as art. Talking is an art, conversing is an art, to learn is an art. So there are so many things that we can learn from our scriptures, our tradition, and somewhere in between, everything got lost. And only few of these art forms, like which are known worldwide, music, dance, painting,
Yeah.
only the select few are considered as art forms, which has to drastically change. I want the next generation to come forward and know what is art, how to pursue art, how to appreciate art. So
Hmm.
I've been, which is why I've been learning everything, equipping myself in a lot of things so that I can do as much as I can in contributing towards this.
Absolutely. I think it's a vision for life, isn't it? This is something that
Yes,
you have to put in all your focus and attention every single day, every minute, be dedicated to this big vision. Yeah.
every moment, yes.
Right. Sivasri, today's theme is Swadhyaya, which means self cultivation. Right. The way I look at it is dwell deeper into yourself, right, and go and find that part of yourself which moves you to your higher purpose. Right. They say you are your best teacher, and you go
Yes.
deeper and deeper in reflection, and you find that place where you know how to access it. What does Swadhyaya mean to you?
So we are on the same page here. I would like to just add a few more words to it so that it is quite effective. So to me, Swadhyaya is where we stop searching for answers outside. We stop looking for solutions to any small problem or anything that we want to solve, anything that we want to find. We should stop looking for it outside, and we can find it just right here while we move inward, which is why we have one of the greatest art form of meditation. And meditation helps us in this journey inward, and to find ourselves, to find why we are born in this earth. What are we here for? We're not just here to wake up every day, brush, bathe, just go about doing our things, and which actually do not have significant effect on the society. So, why are we here? What are we here for? How to inspire people? How to keep, making people strive towards their higher self? So, these are this is the main purpose of life, to find what we are here for and to fulfill it. So, and for this, I think the journey inward is the most important, and meditation and yoga are the easiest means and the most difficult at the same time to
Right.
do, because we have some 100,000 thoughts crossing our mind,
Yes.
and the most important state of mind for meditation is thoughtlessness. So
Absolutely.
to get to that stage where we can be thoughtless and find solutions at the same time is
Yeah.
the process of swadhyaya, that is self development.
Beautiful, Shristi. I loved what you said, especially when you said, if we are not waking each day and impacting the world or inspiring a group of people, then we have to give it another thought, right? And with all the things that you're doing, you're saying yoga and meditation is something that actually sets your day and allows you to move through all of these roles seamlessly.
Absolutely. So, for a very long time, I've been doing meditation, and I believe that more than intensity, consistency is more important when it
Yeah.
comes to self development. So,
Hmm.
instead of doing a meditation for an hour a day, we can
Hmm.
do for 15 minutes every day, which makes
Wow.
much more difference. Because when we start a day with meditation, when we start the day with introspection, reflection, and doing so many, when you want to do so many things, you want to analyze everything that you want to do before you end up doing it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when you start a day with meditation for just 15 minutes, I think that's going to just
Beautiful.
it's going to give you a vast canvas to paint on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Many times I've been lazy and I've convinced myself saying that intensity is more important than consistency. So whenever I find time, I'm going to do whatever that it takes. But today I think I have a new perspective to think about. You're saying consistency is more important than intensity, and intensity will come over a period of time.
Absolutely, yes.
Excellent. Sivasri, if you're on the show and we're having a conversation with you, it also means a lot of music, because that is what you gifted to this world and inspired a lot of us. So I want to take a quick, like a musical break, what I say, and we're going to listen to your very popular song, which is Vanamali Radha Ramana. I'm sure our viewers are going to enjoy this.
वनमाली राधा रमण गिरिधारी गोविंद वनमाली राधा रमण गिरिधारी गोविंद वनमाली राधा रमण गिरिधारी गोविंद
वनमाली राधा रमण गिरिधारी गोविंद
नीलमेघ सुंदरा नारायण गोविंद नीलमेघ सुंदरा नारायण गोविंद नीलमेघ सुंदरा नारायण गोविंद
नीलमेघ सुंदरा नारायण गोविंद
वनमाली राधा रमण गिरिधारी गोविंद
वनमाली राधा रमण गिरिधारी गोविंद
भक्त हृदय मंदारा कामकोटि सुंदरा भक्त हृदय मंदारा कामकोटि सुंदरा भक्त हृदय मंदारा कामकोटि सुंदरा
भक्त हृदय मंदारा कामकोटि सुंदरा
नंद नंद गोप वृंद नारायण गोविंद
नंद नंद गोवृंद नारायण गोविंद
नंद नंद गोप वृंद नारायण गोविंद
नंद नंद गोवृंद नारायण गोविंद
नंद नंद गोप वृंद नारायण गोविंद
नारायण गोविंद
नारायण गोविंद
नारायण गोविंद
नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नारायण गोविंद नंद नंद गोप वृंद नारायण गोविंद
नंद नंद गोवृंद नारायण गोविंद
नंद नंद गोप वृंद नारायण गोविंद
नंद नंद गोवृंद नारायण गोविंद
ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಸರ್ವತ್ರ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಾಮ ಸಂಕೀರ್ತನಂ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ.
Okay, welcome back. Sivasri, what we just heard has a very meditative trance-like feeling, The rhythm of it, the music along with it, it puts you in a state of, I think I went into a state of meditation. Yeah.
I would like to add something here. When you said it sends us on a trance. So there is this integral part of Namasankirthanam, which has Namavali, which is a row of names strung together, Avali, Nama Avali. So this has this effect of sending people into that transcendental state, a state where they forget themselves, they forget this illusion that they are living in, and it takes you to a higher reality. So which is the impact Namavali has on people. And this is exactly the reason why Nama Sankirtanam is more engaging for common public, because they do not know what it does to them, but it just sends them to that state of bliss.
Absolutely. So it is actually a fact. So I was not imagining I was in a trance. I actually was feeling it.
Absolutely. Yes,
Beautiful.
yes.
Right, right. Seriously, now a very pertaining question to what is happening around us. There is an attitude among, yeah, I won't say all, but generally we see that Carnatic music sometimes is perceived as boring, slow, too much of commitment. You have to probably dedicate a lifetime to even mastering the art of it, right? And then there is another segment of people like Indians in outside India who are making sure that the children are learning Indian
Yeah.
music, Indian dance, but there is an increasing what do I say, a trend that Indians are more leaning towards Western music. Probably it's available more freely, or they don't have to put in that much of a effort to learn it, or maybe there is, maybe I'm not aware of it. What do you think is the reason, Shivasri?
Coming to this, of course, effort is required in all kinds of music,
Yeah.
be it light or classical or light classical or anything that you take, rock, pop, jazz, anything, it requires effort. But with Carnatic classical or Indian classical music generally, we have a discipline to be followed. That discipline is, anytime discipline is difficult. So if there is a chance to escape from the routine, we tend to do that, right?
Yes.
So in case of light music or film music, we do not have this kind of discipline, whereas effort is required. We don't have this discipline. We are free to experiment, we are free to explore. Whereas with Indian classical music, we have to innovate within boundaries. We are not just let to fly wherever we want to go. That is not there. And within boundaries, we can definitely innovate. We have the concept of manodharma, where we innovate, but it requires years and years of effort
Yeah.
to excel in it. We have so many people pursuing it, but how many are excelling in it is different. So
Yes.
to excel in something as difficult as classical music, it requires years of sadhana. And the sadhana is not it's not, it doesn't translate into practice. It doesn't have a translation in English. Its
Hmm.
sadhana is different. It is living the art, it is
Yeah.
living
Yeah.
music that way. So sadhana is the only word that you can give for that effort that you put. And that is one reason why they find it boring, because when you have to put in years of effort, and you cannot concentrate on other things when you do this, there is an idea that if you've taken up something, you have to go all in, into it, and you cannot do other things. And there are wrong ideas too, which is why
Yes.
people do not choose. And the third reason why people don't take up classical music as their profession or even passion for that matter is because it is not economically viable, popular belief. So
Okay.
they cannot become billionaires if they don't become entrepreneurs, but only just keep singing for the public and for the joy of themselves. So
Right.
economic viability has been one major reason why people don't easily choose classical music. Movies pay me much more than
Yeah.
classical music. Why would I go here when I get more money there? So
That's
that is one reason.
yeah.
And sometimes when you don't understand something, you don't take interest in it. So classical
Yeah.
music being the highly technical, loaded with knowledge, I think people just don't pursue classical music because they don't understand or appreciate it because of
Yeah.
lack of complete knowledge of the art form itself.
Beautifully said, Sivasri. I remember, at least in South Indian homes, all the children have to pick up one thing, either singing or dancing or music or painting, and it's like a little pickle in your plate, right? It's not your main meal. It's something to be feel nice about. And when exams come, the parents will tell you, now you can stop going to singing and dance
Yeah.
classes and focus on your studies.
Studies. That has been a typical Indian mindset for quite a long time now. And
Yeah.
we always feel when something is imposed on us, we don't like
Mm-hmm.
it. So
Mm-hmm.
when classical music is being imposed on us, we tend to not like it. Though nobody imposes Western music on us, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
just listen to Western music because we like listening to it. So
Absolutely.
the freedom that was not given to choose what we want
Yeah.
uh, was played a major reason why we always felt that that
Yeah.
music is better than mine.
Yeah. But also, seriously, the future is looking more bright for, we need singers and storytellers and healers and painters, because we're going to have technology, we're going to have artificial intelligence, we're going to have robots, probably taking over the engineering part of the work. They're going to be performing operations. Maybe in many many years from now, we will need more singers and dancers, and everything will be taken care, and human beings will just want to sit, relax, listen to music, paint, and experience art itself. Uh,
Absolutely.
Also, I hear, Sivasri, that Carnatic music has a very scientific effect on the brain pathways. It probably relaxes you, definitely, but it also, they say, it results in better reasoning skills.
Definitely, no doubt about it. Classical music, for that matter, be it any classical music, generally has a, like you said, it generally has a relaxing effect. It gives you that peace, calm state of mind. All that is there. But because there is discipline, because it requires so much sadhana, because it requires so much application of our mind
Yeah.
in these art forms, it naturally, we don't even realize that our analytical skills are developing that way. And it has a major effect. We have even had test reports showing the brain formation that has resulted in no music and no exposure to music, and with maximum exposure to classical music. And we have seen tremendous change in both the results, where the development itself, physical development itself, shows so much. It is so exquisite. It is so expanded. The brain is so expanded. The fold in the brain
Mhm.
indicates the amount of knowledge it can take in layman's terms. So
Okay.
when the folds are more, you can accumulate more knowledge, you can assimilate more, you can analyze more, and you can apply more.
Mm.
So these are the qualities of a completely formed brain which can function to its fullest potential. Whereas those brains that have not been exposed to Indian classical music, especially not just music, even chants, even mantras, they
Right.
have crazy impact on our brain. So those that have not been exposed to these sounds that we call nada, so that which has not been exposed to nada shows a much lesser development, much less working potential.
Yeah.
So the beta waves are much lesser in these brains compared to the ones that are exposed to that divine celestial nada.
Wow. So that is actually a scientific fact. And then there are reports where you can read up about this. Yeah. Talking about chants, mantras, and shlokas, your YouTube is simply amazing. I mean, and you have like subscribers from around the world. Sivasri, I saw that you exclusively also have a piece on Sri Adi Shankaracharya Saundarya Lahari, right? You have episodes of different shlokas. So we're going to be playing that in a bit, your shlokas. But I just wanted you to share your thoughts about Saundarya Lahari, the waves of beauty, right? What is the importance of this shloka?
Yeah. So somehow we all end up thinking that these slokas, which are written in a language that nobody understands, they don't have any impact in our lives. So because Sanskrit is almost extinct now in conversational practice, so we don't have conversational Sanskrit anymore. So people just have lost understanding the language at all. We need panditya in panditya in understanding even Sanskrit language. So again, it becomes a sadhana where you put in effort to learn and understand the language, so you get the meaning of these shlokas. But we have so many translations, bhashyams that are given for Saundarya Lahari, which give us simplified explanations. Even the saint Adi Shankaracharya was known to have simplified the Vedas, and we still don't understand most of it because that is again complicated for our basic level of understanding. But
Right.
this Saundarya Lahari is our life in 100 shlokas. How we can take every single shloka and apply it in our life every day. They are literally, it's like a working manual. Like you do that, you take one shloka, you do parayana, you understand the meaning, and then you try to implement that in your life every single day. Try to do that as an exercise. It's an exercise that we do. It's not something that we hear and say, oh, how pleasant is it to listen to, how nice, it's calming. That's one part of it, but it is an exercise that we are expected to do to better ourselves in life as people and as contributors towards this nation.
Great. Thank you, Sivasri. So, for all our audience, I have one request now, that you put aside whatever you're doing, because if you haven't heard to any chant shlokas, and even if you don't know the meaning of it, now is a great time for you to experience, because we're going to be playing a piece of Sivasri's rendition of Saundarya Lahari. Just close your eyes, take a deep breath, let yourselves just soak into the chant, and let it have its magic on you. So, we're going to be listening to Sivasri Saundarya Lahari rendition now.
नखानामुद्योतैर्नवनलिनरागं विहसताम् कराणां ते कान्तिं कथय कथयामः कथमुमे कयाचिद्वा साम्यं भजतु कलया हन्तकमलम् यदि क्रीडल्लक्ष्मी चरणतललाक्षारसक्षणम् समं देवि स्कन्दद्विपवदनपीतं स्तनयुगम् तवेदं नः खेदं हरतु सततं प्रस्नुतमुखम् यदा लोक्याशङ्का पुनितहृदयो हासजनकः स्वकुम्भौ हेरम्बः परिमृशति हस्तेन झटिति अमूते वक्षोजावमृतरसमाणिक्यकुतुपौ न सन्देहस्पन्दो नगपतिपताके मनसि नः पिबन्तौ तौ यस्मात् अविदितवधूसङ्गरसिकौ कुमारावद्यापि द्विरदवदनक्रौञ्चदळनौ वहत्यम्बस्तम्बे रमदनुजकुम्भप्रकृतिभिः समारब्धा मुक्ता मणिभिरमलां हारलतिकाम् कुचाभोगो बिम्बाधररुचिभिरन्त शबलिताम् प्रतापव्यामिश्रां पुरदमयितुः कीर्तिमिव ते तव स्तन्यं मन्ये धरणिधरकन्ये हृदयतः पयः पारावारः परिवहति सारस्वतमिव दयावत्या दत्तं द्रविडशिशुरास्वाद्य तव यत् कवीनां प्रौढानाम् अजनिकमनीयः कवयिता हरक्रोधज्वालावलिभिरवलीढेन वपुषा गभीरे तेनाभिसरसि कृतसङ्गो मनसि जः समुत्तस्थौ तस्मात् अचलतनये धूमलतिका जनस्तां जानीते तव जननि रोमावलिरिति यदेतत्काळिन्दी तनुतरतरङ्गाकृतिशिवे कृशे मध्ये किञ्चित् जननि तव यद्भाति सुधियां विमर्दादन्योन्यं कुचकलशयोरन्तरगतं तनूभूतं व्योम प्रविशदिव नाभिं कुहरिणीं स्थिरो गङ्गावर्तः स्तनमुकुलरोमावलिलता कलावालं कुण्डं कुसुमशरतेजोहुतभुजः रतेर्लीलागारं किमपि तव नाभिर्गिरिसुते बिलद्वारं सिद्धे गिरिशनयनानां विजयते निसर्गक्षीणस्य स्तनतटभरेण क्लमजुषो नमन्मूर्ते नारी तिलकशनकैस्तृट्यत इव चिरं ते मध्यस्य त्रुटिततटिनीतीरतरुणा समावस्थास्थेम्नो भवतु कुशलं शैलतनये कुचौ सद्यः स्विद्य तटघटितकूर्पासुभिदुरौ कषन्तौ दोर्मूले कनककलशाभौ कलयता तव त्रातुं भङ्गादलमिति वलग्नं तनुभुवा त्रिधानद्धं देवी त्रिवळिलवळी वल्लिभिरिव
Well, this was more soothing. This was more, I could access something more deeper. Just sometimes we may not even understand every single word, but I think words have their effect on you. Isn't it, Sivasri?
Definitely. These are all shlokas with mantric effect. So definitely they have their effect on us.
Excellent. Sivasri, it's now time to move to our next segment, which is the amalgamation of music and painting. Yeah,
Wow.
this is a segment that a lot of us are excited about. This is a segment where we are going to be transported to a surreal place, where our next guest, Bansri Chavda, will be joining us. She will be intuitively inspired and guided to the music of Sivasri, and she will be putting her art on canvas. It will evolve as she listens to your music. Bansri, good morning. Hi, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sivasri. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Bansri. Welcome.
Thank
How
you
are you
so
doing?
much.
Yes. You're joining us from Rajkot.
Right, I'm in Gujarat right now. This is
You're
my
in
studio,
Gujarat. That is your
and
studio.
yes, and I can't wait to paint.
You can't wait to pay.
And I can't
Absolutely.
wait to watch.
Excellent. So just for our audience, what's going to happen now is we're going to be playing a rendition by Sivasri, a music, and Bansri is going to, uh, on the canvas, bring out her magic. Okay, it's over to you. I think this is something we all are going to enjoy very, very much.
जी जाओ जी जाओ जी गुरु जी गुरु जी गुरु जी I would like to dedicate this song to Sri Ramanandagiri Swami. Since it is his Jayanti today, I would present this song as an offering to him. Guruji, मैं तो एक निरंजन द्याऊ जी, द्याऊ जी। गुरुजी, मैं तो एक निरंजन द्याऊ जी, द्याऊ जी। दूजे के संग नहीं जाऊं जी, जाऊं जी, जाऊं जी, जाऊं जी, जाऊं जी। गुरु जी, गुरु जी। दुख ना जानू जी मैं, दर्द ना जानू जी मैं, ना कोई वैद बुलाओ जी। दुख ना जानू जी मैं, दर्द ना जानू जी मैं, ना कोई वैद बुलाओ जी, बुलाओ जी। सद्गुरु वैद मिले अविनाशी, सद्गुरु वैद मिले अविनाशी, सद्गुरु वैद मिले अविनाशी। वा कोई नाही बताओ जी, बताओ जी। सद्गुरु वैद मिले अविनाशी, वा कोई नाही बताओ जी, बताओ जी। दूजे के संग नाही जाऊं जी, जाऊं जी, जाऊं जी, जाऊं जी, जाऊं जी। गुरु जी, गुरु जी, मैं तो एक जाओ जी जाओ जी गुरु जी गुरु जी। राधे कृष्ण।
This is fabulous. Goodness. Goodness. Too good. Sapna, I think you're on mute.
Sorry, I was just saying I'm so speechless. I'm not able to even articulate, how I feel just looking at what just happened.
This is magic. Oh, wow.
This particular Naked Legend takes us all to our own respective spiritual guides, I feel. And your music, especially, Sivasri, made me, it kind of compelled me to pay respects to all our masters.
Thank you.
Bansri, if you
Thank you
don't mind,
so
could you
much.
just show the painting a little bit closer to the camera, please? Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My God.
In search of a guru, arriving to a guru, finding your own guru. I mean, there are millions of ways you could, translate, and for each of us, it could mean anything. Guru leading the
Yes.
way. Yeah, we have comments as well. Bansri,
My
thank you so
God.
much.
Beautiful, beautiful, Bansri.
Just to mention, this particular illustration is on the cover page of my own book. So his life story, his book, If Truth Be Told, this is an illustration on the cover page of that book. So I've taken
Wonderful.
it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Excellent. Okay, well, just continuing, we have a couple of more minutes. Back to Sivasri. Sivasri, I have one or two more questions. Bansri, thank you. Have a great day. We'll probably catch up after the show as well. Yeah. Now, Sivasri, there's a certain expectations from artists, especially musicians or dancers or teachers, that you have to live a certain lifestyle, right? You have to behave, especially if you are out in the public and a lot of people know you and you're popular, which you are, right? So I'm sure you also have those days where you're not feeling too great. You also have a downtime, right? You may
Oh,
also
yes.
snap at something or get annoyed or irritated, right? What are some of the challenges you face as an artist, Siva?
So, this is a great question and so relatable. And, like we all expect somebody, should ask us these questions and to understand our human side too. We're not like made of anything else, the same five elements. So, yeah, and of course we do face a lot of challenges. We have different sectors of people who are our audience, so it's not just one big group, like-minded group. There are so many different groups of people who listen to my music or who watch my dance or paintings or anything. So when there is one certain group that expects me to be in a certain way, and there is another group who expect me to be in a different way, and we have to balance between the both. But finally, ultimately, what we want is to be ourselves, and like we realize that we don't match with any of these people's expectations at the end, and
Yeah.
then we are altogether a completely different person. And the problem here is uh, the understanding of the word spirituality is very important. When we call ourselves spiritual, what do we exactly mean? So there is again open to interpretation. a certain group of people think we have an anushtana that is there, that we follow every day. We do this, we do puja, we do abhisheka to the deities at home. Of course we do all that, we all have those practices, we have our own ritualistic practices that we do follow. But that is not all about spirituality, right? Spirituality is a much wider concept. It's such a broad umbrella under which ritualistic practices are just one. So just being yourself and being and finding yourself in the process is the major purpose of spirituality. It is the major duty of spirituality that it does to humanity. The duty, the main duty for spirituality is to find our own self and bring it back to us. So in that journey, there are so many hurdles, like you have to dress this way, you have to speak this way, you have to walk in a certain way, you have to present yourself in a certain way. You cannot mingle with a certain group of people. You will have to stay away from this group of people. You can only be with this. So in this process, what happened was, I realized I went through this problem, that I started relating only to people who were about 60, 70 years of age.
Yeah.
And then I realized I had lost myself in the process of trying to be someone that others want me to be. So, and then I realized, and this was about a few years back, when I realized that this is not what spirituality is, and this is not what I'm trying to establish in this world. So
Yeah.
what is it that we all are in search for? What is it that we are all seeking? It is the ultimate truth. And towards this journey of truth, I think the main job of ours is to be ourselves. First step is to be ourselves, and it is not a negative thing to move away or move on. Move on is a better word. Move on from people who do not accept us as ourselves.
Right.
With due course of time, they'll all, what goes around comes around. So it,
Yeah.
it all happens, when people move away, and then after a point they realize, okay, this is what it was, and then they come back. So it is also temporary. So because of
True.
temporary pleasures, because of temporary impressions that we make on temporary people, I think we lose our permanent self. And I realized this, and I thought, whatever it takes, whatever I lose, I shouldn't care, and I should just be myself, explore my true self, and practice whatever I want to. And
Beautiful.
that is the ultimate power that one can get, freedom to choose for oneself. So
Wow.
so that is, yeah, people are in the wrong idea that when we have control over others and when we can choose for others, that is the most powerful state of being. But no, when we have the complete total freedom to choose for ourselves and pursue and continue in that line, I think that is the most powerful state of being. That is the most independent state of living in this world.
Seriously, it seems like you have arrived to that state, because in the path of self cultivation or swadhyaya, all of us will search for that identification. That
Yeah.
true identification of who am I, right? And we have to go through that journey of up and down, where at one point we become people pleasers, point we're subscribing to a group of people, and then one day you're going to sit down and ask, what am I doing? Right? Who am I? Right? So the question is, who is a Sivasri behind closed doors, behind the artist, behind the singer, musician? Who is she? How do you identify with that Sivasri?
Yeah, so I can openly admit that I'm a completely different person than what people perceive me to be. Somehow I'm given this branding that I'm so I'm just so coy and timid, and I'm just sticking to my own set of small things that I do. And these are the various things that I come across. And when off late, when I meet new people, they come and tell me, "Oh, is this the real you? I was thinking you were this way. I was
Yeah.
thinking you were so soft, and you're so timid, and you're scared of venturing into new things." Because I've been so up with Ahuti, and to
Hmm.
do crazy stuff with Ahuti, and to bring unbelievable people into the fold of Ahuti to inspire the next generation. And people have been giving me inputs on this, and
Yeah.
they said, "Oh, I didn't know you were up to these things too. I thought you were just going to go up on stage and do music,
Yeah.
Namasankeerthanam, do everything, and just
Yeah.
come back, sit at home, eat, sleep. So this is
Right.
what people have been thinking, and I have serial plans that I've got through my entire. I mean, till whatever I'm going to
Yeah.
live on this earth. I've got so much plans, and I plan to bring in fancy Indic merchandise. I plan to bring
Yeah.
Ayurvedic clothing. I plan to bring Ayurvedic products which are formulated by me because I'm a bioengineer as well. Like I have the qualification to formulate products too. So like there are wide avenues where I want to explore and experiment and find myself there in that zone.
Excellent.
So my hand at running an organization, running a company, and getting to develop teamwork, how to develop teamwork. So
Yeah.
these are so many things that I would love to do, and somehow I've been thought of as someone who will not listen to film music, who will not even venture
We
into
have
those.
cleared everybody's confusion today. Sivasri is the boss, an entrepreneur, a founder of Ahuti, and it takes a lot to run an organization, to manage people, to delegate stuff, to have a strategy, to put that into action. And Sivasri, as you said, yeah, that's a different persona, and I think this is a great way to introduce to the world, the entrepreneurial spirit in you, and your vision as a boss who would like to bring to the world some great, innovations going forward through
Yep,
Ahuti as well. Yeah.
yep, yep, yep.
Siva, so I'm just going to ask you in the same line of conversation: is there a Western artist who inspires your music? Do
Oh
you like to
yes,
listen
oh
to songs
yes.
other than Carnatic? And I'm sure the answer is yes.
Oh yeah. Oh sure, sure. I mean, nobody has ever asked me this ever. Because of the various reasons I told you, because they just
Yeah.
don't have the idea that I might do something like this. So, but I love Western music too, like every other Indian kid who wants to, sing and try their hand at Western music. Of course, I have all those interests too, and I have a few people who have inspired me from the Western music circle too. Starting off with Lionel Richie, and then I listen to Adele, I listen to Bruno Mars, and who
Hmm.
is my latest favorite for so many years now. So
Yeah, Bruno Mars is
yeah, I
my
mean,
favorite too.
yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, and these are the people that I listen to a lot, and sometimes you have certain songs that you listen to on loop. It just
Uh-huh.
never gets off your head. So
Yeah.
so these are the few people who manage to get into my head that way, whose
Beautiful.
songs I listen to on loop.
Siva, people
Yeah.
must have always asked you for you to sing your favorite, music and things like that. I'd like you to sing your favorite Western song or artist that who's inspired you that you've been listening to on loop lately.
Sure, sure. Definitely, definitely. Yeah.
This is going to be great.
Sure. Just give me a moment. Oh God.
Sure, sure. If you have to uh, pull up some lyrics, that's all right.
Yeah,
So for
I
all our
definitely need.
audience, yeah,
I
for all our
definitely need.
audience who's listening to us and watching Sivasri Skandaprasad in conversation with me, Sapna Padmanabhan. This is the 100th episode of TLR Now. This episode and the theme of this episode is called Swadhyaya or self cultivation. You also met the gorgeous Bansri Chavda, who was inspired by the music from Sivasri's one of the renditions, and we saw her paint and bring that magic live on the canvas as well. Today, Sivasri has also, shared with us her different flavor to Sivasri, an entrepreneur, a boss, working with people, her vision of bringing, different innovations to the world. Sivasri, whenever you're ready, it's over to you.
Sure. Exciting this is. Same bed, but it feels just a little bit bigger now. Our song on the radio, but it don't sound the same. When our friends friends talk about you, all it does is just tear me down. Cause my heart breaks a little when I hear your name. It all just sounds like ooh. Too young, too dumb to realize that I should have bought you flowers and held your hand. Should have give you all my hours when I hit the chance. Take you to every party, cause all you wanted to do was dance. Now my baby's dancing, but she's dancing with another man. My pride, my ego, my needs, and my selfish ways caused a good, strong woman like you to walk out my life. Now I never get to clean up the mess I made. Oh, that haunts me every time I close my eyes. It all just sounds like ooh. Too young, too dumb to realize that I should have bought you flowers and held your hand. Should have give you all my hours when I had the chance. Take you to every party, cause all you wanted to do was dance. Now my baby's dancing, but she's dancing with another man. Although it hurts, I'll be the first to say that I was wrong. Oh, I know I'm probably much too late to try and apologize for my mistake, but I just want you to know I hope he buys you flowers, I hope he holds your hand, give you all his hours when he has the chance. Take you to every party, cause I remember how much you loved to dance. Do all the things I should have done when I was your man. Do all the things I should have done when I was your man.
Oh my God, you go, girl. That is it's just mind blowing, Siva. I mean,
Thank you.
obviously, when we see you on screen and when that comes out of your mouth, it is just it's stunning, stunningly beautiful. I think we have a lot of our audience sending you so much love and so much appreciation. It's also turned into a request show, by the way. Are asking for more songs and requesting for songs. Of course we will do that in a bit, but I just wanted to ask you just one more question before we give our audience another song. uh, who inspires you to be your best, Siva? Where do you draw your inspiration from?
Oh, there are so many people. I mean, for the known names, I would definitely talk about Swami Vivekananda, who is a great inspiration for igniting that fire of working harder, hustling towards doing so much for this country. So Swami Vivekananda has been literally he's molded me to what I am today, and that's one person who I consider is with me all the time, guiding me on how to take the next step forward. And apart from him, of course, my parents, and there are a lot of friends that I meet every day who teach me small things but effective things, which I use in my, decision making or just day to day life. So this I do, but my gurus, whom I can never forget, my music gurus, my spiritual gurus, my dance gurus. These are the people who have sculpted me inch by inch, and have made me into what I am here. Like the person I'm sitting, no, the person who's sitting here today in front of you is what
Yeah.
all these people have together come and sculpted. I don't think I can take any credit for the way I am today, but for
Yeah.
taking inspiration from these people.
So you're a bit of all of them, and Sivasri is, you know, you resonate that energy and that vibe as well.
And one more thing is, all these people that I've mentioned here have never tried to impose or influence their ideas on me. The one thing that they have made sure is I find myself and I struggle, I make mistakes, and I get
Yeah.
up from there and learn. So that's what all these people have trained me in,
Yeah.
and that's something one has to be blessed with.
Right. Siva, I know through multiple conversations with you last week, I know you really, come from a space of love and compassion for people around you, right? You constantly care for people. Now, what we see is a popular Sivasri who appears, who sings, and who has awards and trophies and who's well known. But there's also a team that sits behind you, right? Like every time you sing, there has to be a tala, there has to be a musical instrument, there has to be everything has to be in synergy, right? What is
Yeah.
the importance of teamwork when it comes to making a brilliant artist such as you?
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a brilliant question. And this is very important because in today's world, in today's corporate world, where music is also a corporate field, so here we need teamwork, and team is something that builds every individual, and it takes us to a higher elevated state. And with respect to music, I have even told this to another group of students that, like I said before, it is innovating within boundaries, which is, again, a corporate tagline. So it is very important to innovate within boundaries. What are these boundaries? The boundary is that we are working with few other people who have their ideas, their thought process that has to gel with ours. So it is important to find such people in the first place. Second,
Yeah.
second thing is to train ourselves and them in such a way that we have the same vision, same goal. We are working towards that, and the confluence of ideas should be seamlessly applied. It should be implemented. It cannot, no, we cannot just reject one because we couldn't do anything about it. So it has to be an equal mix of ideas from all of us. If we take my accompanist for an example, this might seem absurd, but this is exactly what happens on stage. So we don't rehearse, we don't practice, we just go on stage and everything happens impromptu. Imagine the amount of coordination that the team might have to have. So
Yeah.
for that we need certain level of compromise from all of us, where we say, okay, chalega, this person did this, let's turn it into something that we planned, and let's take it forward to the audience. Most of the time the audience, which is not technically adept in music, will not understand that there was a mistake made. It was covered up. It was
Yeah.
taken over by the other member to
Right.
to cover up the whole thing. So all these things happen, and finally at the end of the day, why do we work on stage together? To make everybody feel happy and to feel happy in turn. That's it.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
when mistakes are an integral part of everyday life,
Beautiful.
and
Yeah.
and that is a very important thing, where you build that acceptance and compromise
Yeah.
in every single member of the team. And
Right.
we all have the urge and passion to find out what's behind the door that we cannot see, and to
Right.
move towards it. Yeah.
Beautiful, Sivasri. I think for all the audience who are listening, if an artist like Sivasri is saying mistakes are an integral part of the journey, it is important to have it in our heart to, forgive people, to take them along, and to just hold space for them and say, hey, it's okay, it happens. Like, let's just learn from what happened. I think that's a great attitude, Siva, and I guess that's what makes you who you are. So humble yet so powerful, and so absolutely gorgeous. Siva, we have lots of requests from our audience, and I'm not able to select one. So I'm going to ask you to sing one of your favorite It could be anything, bhajans or any genre of music you want to pick.
Sure, sure, sure. So there's this song that's very close to my heart. It's because of the Lord, because of the raga, because of the mood it creates. So many factors that made it my most favorite song. That whenever somebody asks me to sing, this will be the go-to pickup song that I choose. So I
Great.
would love to let my audience also know what it is that is so
Sure.
close to my heart.
Go for it.
दाव विभू दाव विभू करुणा कर माधव दाव विभो करुणा कर माधव देव दया निधे देवकी नंदन दाव विभो जनन मरण भय हरण करी त्वर जनन मरण भय हरण करी त्वर चरणी शरण शर चरणी शरण शर केशव चरणी शरण शर चरणी शरण चर केशव किंकर दाव विभू करुणा कर माधव देव दया निधे देवकी नंदन दाव विभो दाव विभो
Thank you, Sivasri. That indeed was beautiful. And I know why it is your go-to song, but I think you just like dive into yourself, you
Yes,
know.
yes. I
And
forget myself when I sing this.
yes,
That's there.
absolutely. Well, it's also, I think we're coming to the end of our conversation. Of course, you have lots of your fans and audience who are listening, asking for several songs. Not to disappoint you, audience, but soon we may have another episode with Siva, and it will just be a musical treat for all of you. But before I let you go, Siva, I want to hear your thoughts about what is your advice to the younger generation who want to pursue Carnatic music, dance, Namasankeerthanam, because these things are becoming a rarity now, right? And I
Yes,
think for
yes.
Ahuti also there is a way that you're reaching out. But what is your vision for the younger generation?
So, arts, our Indian classical arts, are the invisible rings of our tradition, the chariot of our tradition. So once we get a hold of these art forms, I think there is no end to the Indian culture and tradition, which is why it is called Sanatana. And it doesn't have any end. It didn't have a beginning, and it's never going to have an end. And which is why cultural art forms are very, very important in not just contributing towards the nation, but self-development too, which is the whole purpose of the show, Swadhyay.
Yeah.
So to build as a holistic individual, I think classical art forms are the only way in which one can develop as a complete individual who is not expecting to feel complete from external sources, from other people or things or anything for that matter. So to become a holistic person, arts is very important. And one other important quality that the next generation should develop is to not give negative criticism, because of late I have found that people who have faced a lot of negative criticism have bogged down, they've doubled down, and they have not been able to rise and flower into a free spirited soul. So I think times are changing, and we have to accept changes, and we have to change with time. We don't have the typical gurukula system that we had long
Right.
back. Things have
Yeah.
changed. There is no system where the student lives with the guru and learns anything anymore. So once that change was accepted, I think this also has to be accepted, and people should not resort to negative criticism or to get at people who are not able to do anything at the first go or even the first few trials, and let them explore, try, practice, fail, and then succeed. And that is going to be the motivating factor for people to take up more. And I would request all to get to know what Ahuti is trying to do, because we are the target niche group for the company is the next generation. So
Yeah.
we want all the kids, all the youngsters to know what Ahuti is, to try and find out what we are trying to do. We are going to come up with a series of crazy workshops, like temple sculptures, understanding the stories behind them, inscriptions, Chanakya's Niti Shastra, and all these scriptures, all these are so relevant even today, in applying all these even today. So we want the next generation of our country, or the kids from Indian kids from anywhere around the world, or even kids from any country,
Yeah.
to learn what these scriptures try to tell us. So please do follow Ahuti's activities, and try to join all the workshops and attend all the workshops and take back as much as you can. And the whole point of bringing all this, I mean, everybody is conducting workshops. The point is we are going to bring affordability,
Right.
and we want to take this to people who do not have access to it. Kids from the rural sides, kids who do not know that there is something called a stream yard, that connects us with the people on the other side of the interface.
Yeah.
There are so many people who do not know there are laptops existing, there are digital transformations that are changing nations. So this is what we aim to do. And I would really love if the kids could just they should just run and come into this organization to gain as much as they can. The whole point of this organization is to build every individual to be their own leader and boss, and take this
Yes.
country to the next level.
Thank you, Siva. First of all, thank you for those insights, those beautiful renditions. And I think you spoke from the heart. People got to experience a different Sivasri, the Sivasri that they see on the stage singing, or just glimpse of you somewhere on YouTube. Today, you were really present to all of us as one of us, like one among us. And I wish you all the very best. And I really wish you can put India on the world map with what you're attempting to do. Like everybody around the world can recognize our country for the culture, and our also willingness to share that, and with affordability. Yeah. Well, audience, thank you for your support. There's so many comments coming in. Waking up on a Sunday morning, turning on your systems, being with us, chatting with us, it means a lot that you're here engaging. So a very, very big thank you to all of you. And I also want to quickly thank Bansri for your effort, for your support, and that amazing painting. It was an absolute pleasure to watch you, Bansri. I hope to see so much more of your work and keep inspiring, humankind with this, what you do. Well, I'm told that TLR shows will be hosting their 101st episode show soon. So keep watching TLR shows. Follow us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Pinterest, and stay updated. You can also go to tlrnow.com and you can know all about the work that we do at TLR. And ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the 100th episode of TLR shows. It has been an absolute pleasure hosting this. This is me, Sapna Padmanabhan, signing off, and have a beautiful day and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
Namaste.
नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां